Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, the Red Ranger, Austin St. John! Oh! We got a single! And Paul Schrier, mastering the universe, and that other guy.
See, I didn't even do the introduction. I don't have to introduce
my
him.
life. I heard he had terminal cancer.
Whoa!
He didn't, unfortunately. That's really sad.
5 seconds into the panel.
Hey, is this a coffee maker?
You can try.
How do I get some espresso out of this thing?
So you just put beans and hit them really hard.
Oh, I see.
See, I don't even have to introduce these guys. I just say, hey, you might recognize them, and then they do the rest.
Oh, careful! Don't
Oh, wow.
I thought he'd never ask.
Don't worry. We got plenty of Rangers where that one came from.
Tyrannosaurus.
Please, everybody should pick up the Red Ranger seat cushion.
Beautiful, comfy.
Because it's actually the Red Ranger.
Made in Japan.
Hey, I have a question for you guys. Why aren't you in church? Exactly, we went already.
We're Jewish.
You're lying to your teeth. You godless heathen. For crying out loud.
Funny.
Your mother called and she's very sad.
It's funny for the Jewish guy to be asking that question.
He's always
I didn't say
here.
anything, but I said it.
All right, he's only half Jewish.
So on that
Here over.
Just the reasonable.
When the oil came from me, it was like, whoa, get to the other side.
Good morning, kid. You'll find it's difficult to moderate when
No,
we
I'm
watch
having a good time. You guys are great. I'm having a good time. But I was telling other people before this panel started. I was telling you guys before this panel started. My favorite thing about panels is when I get to do this.
Yep, that's us. Most people have that look on their face.
That's my favorite thing,
You
too.
guys have that look on your face right now as you speak. Thanks for coming to say hi.
Yeah, actually, speaking of which, as you guys may know,
And I want you to know,
before this,
that's the only time that women look at us and not with a smile on their face.
hey, I got really bad contacts, so I can't log in on y'all.
Wow, this is the furthest I've ever seen a coffee table away from the couch.
They did it so you can't kick your feet up.
Yeah, it's only
Yeah,
for
you're
Jim and I.
Have
Jim
fun
and I
trying.
have to.
There you go. Stay like that for the rest of the panel. Don't be shy.
This works out well. Can anyone say, oh, thanks, Paul?
You should relax, Jason.
This is going to be a long-ass panel, folks.
Welcome to our two lovely panelists. Only two. I don't know where the other went. As you guys, I didn't know this was that kind of
Here's the
panel.
first one to show. Hey, baby.
Free burlesque show.
What? Can't a guy take off his clothes on a Sunday morning for crying out loud?
No, after you shame everybody about church.
No, that's true. Well, after
He
this,
just wanted to make sure
back
you
to
were
the
right.
church. Okay, more and more people are leaving Bolton Skull and returning to the church.
Reminding
that's a
you
good
guys not to sin.
Because they go, oh my God! And he's like, yes.
So,
He was just testing you for nakedness. That's what it was.
fun
If you
fact.
didn't leave after the church statement, he knew he was free to do what he wanted.
Anybody naked here at the moment? Anybody?
No.
The guy in the far back.
This is a PG panel.
How many
Sit
of you wish you
now.
were? That's the question.
There's the question.
We got children in the house, I think.
Maybe.
Right there, there's one.
Oh, hey, kid.
Cover your eyes. Cover your eyes.
Oh, wait a
Cover your
minute.
ears. There she
Other
goes.
than the 3 children on stage.
We do not endorse nudity, ladies and gentlemen. We do not. Take a shower, put on your pants, then get in the shower.
There
So
you go.
anyway, about wholesome children's television. Let's talk.
They're like, wow, is this really what we expected?
Hey, on that note, fun fact.
the right panel.
This is a Q&A panel.
Oh, they got questions.
Good.
They got
Yeah.
lots of questions.
Y'all better
Yeah,
have
one around me.
questions.
I got a question. What's your problem, dude?
There you
What's
go.
your problem? That's my question number 1.
And
Question
if you
number 2,
ask
seriously?
that-
Question number 3, really?
That's all we need. If you want to go ask these questions, you'll see that microphone right in the center, and you see a lovely guy with
Oh,
a blue
yes,
shirt.
Our good friend Mike.
Go, yeah, Mr. Mike. Line up to that microphone. Give us
Mr.
your
Mike.
questions. I'll start off with one.
Yes.
I know you guys are going to have fun answering. I've been told by certain people, I won't divulge who, that there was a certain theme of pranks on set. You guys played with each other a bit. I want to hear about that.
Whoa, never
I'm
paused after
so
saying
sorry. That was not the right way to
You
phrase
totally
that.
paused after. I can't do it. Can't even read it.
I think this is the end of the panel. Thanks for watching.
I remember professionalism and decorum at all times. Dignity. Always dignity.
Right.
That
Now
was
we're
our motto
playing
on the set.
PC. Little late to play PC. You're already in strict.
You guys know that old college prank where you're on a sports team and you guys have a locker room and you got to get suited up, whether it's football or soccer or whatever, lacrosse, and then someone will put Bengay in somebody else's lower garments and then just wait for it to heat up, and then you see the person start to shift.
Twitching.
So there was a little bit of that with some of the spandexery.
Yes, there was. Yes. I heard that someone may or may not ever see Ben Gay in their shorts and instantly learned the flamenco. It was very entertaining.
The flamenco?
Yeah, the flamenco.
You're like saying it like the Ukraine.
The Ukraine. That's right. That's right. They learned the flamenco. It was a party.
We have said a lot of our favorite pranks already in panels, rather than being redundant. I did just remember one that we had where there was somebody who I think was an administrator. They were playing an administrator, and all the actors that day decided, hey guys, let's pretend that this person has a horrible stench wherever they go. And like every time that poor person was on camera, the Rangers and us would be just looking at each other like, did you fart? Like, it's very subtle. And language is coming from like way down the hall. We'd be like, do our line, we're like, come on, Paul, let's go. It was horrible, it was hilarious. This person picked it up at like, hour 12, and she hated us.
I'll tell you this. I don't know if it's the same person. I don't know if I remember that, but I can tell you there was one. Do you guys remember the rad bug?
Yeah.
Okay, so first off, coolest Volkswagen on the history of the planet, as long as you didn't own it. Really cool car. We're all in there, and it's the 5 Rangers, and we're all doing our thing. And Amy Jo passed gas. In the back of the red bug.
Amy Jo. Not here to defend.
She blew up the red bug.
But here's the great thing about AJ though, she was not private about her body. No, she'd be like, why did you do AJ? Why did you do that for?
And then the next minute she'd be singing Sinead O'Connor in a room on guitar. Like full spectrum, one into the other.
Woman duality.
You know the putties in the original series, those guys. So the original costumes for those guys were no BS, they were wetsuits.
Yes.
So I don't know how many of you have ever worn a wetsuit or tried to fart in a wetsuit, but there's no way for it to escape. So it's kind of just a Michael Bublé that kind of just moves around with you as you're moving. And then at a certain point, it's going to come out the aperture right here. And so you end up gassing yourself out. So yeah, the putties were passing out when we were doing the first couple episodes in the desert. They're like, okay, we're here in the desert, it's gonna be 105 degrees. Okay, Ian, go ahead, hit it.
Yeah, I can remember, and so the owner, Haim Saban, was on set for that, and he had his limo. Like the rest of us, we're changing under like open tent shades.
In cars.
Yeah, in cars. It was hotter than a well-digger's butt in June, right? And Haim was sitting there in his air-conditioned limo. People are dropping from heat stroke. Like these were 7 mil wetsuits, not the 3 mil. These were super thick, and these guys, and I can remember, who was the stunt coordinator on the pilot? Do you guys remember?
No, it was, no.
I don't remember.
I can't remember.
So long story short, guys are getting hot, and he's giving them grief. He's like, come on, because they start sitting down. And he's like, yeah, guys, come on, we can do it. No, go more. Finally, they started dropping. Yeah.
Crew was late.
We're arguing about something.
Which one was it? So anyway, finally, Haim Saban opens the back door to his car and lets these guys, who are redder than I am in the suit, sit in the back of his car in the AC to finally cool off. I was like, we should have had an ambulance out there is what we should have had.
Why did they choose wetsuits? Just because
Because they were done, they were ready, they were gray, they just had to put the stripes on them.
Yeah.
For simplicity, just no sense.
There you go.
That makes sense. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, which is why it makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Like,
the
most
biggest prank on Power Rangers, frankly, was our paychecks.
You stole it from me. I was gonna say every Friday someone played a joke on us. We'd open that thing up and be like, oh come on, you're kidding. Oh, you're not kidding. Oh,
Yeah.
Should have been.
Is this per hour? This is my hour.
This is my hourly. This is my hourly.
That's my hourly paycheck.
Hourly? I think at one point we broke it down hourly. We're like, but this is not great. This is not great.
I used to work at Magic Mountain and I was making like $8.50 an hour.
That's a Six Flags park for those of you who don't know.
It was pretty much just about that amount of money. We were like, wow.
Oh.
But when you work a 12-hour day,
That's right. 12, 16-hour days sometimes.
I
And I
mean-
tell you what, we would have made better if we worked the window at McDonald's because we would have at least had insurance.
And hamburgers, free hamburgers.
Much harder conditions. You're talking about wetsuits, you're talking about 12 hours.
I love my dumbass.
I would have checked out pretty fast. So I will take on that tangent of favorite moments and say, do you guys have each any individual fan moments coming to these cons and seeing people and their reactions to you being there? I know there's a few in the front row that are die-hard fans.
People are always saying to me, please get out of my living room.
Perfect.
Please. That's the usual reaction.
It happens with
you
me
know?
sometimes too.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite fan moment of the last few years is after returning to the show for Power Ranger Samurai and Power Ranger Super Samurai, to have this whole new generation of 5, 7, 8-year-olds that know our characters, and then that inspires them to kind of watch the OG series, and there's this whole kind of generational kind of roll on. It's like Star Trek, you know, it just won't end, you know, it's like another Star Wars or Marvel movie. That's what it kind of feels like. So that, I think that's sweet to meet families of multiple generations.
Yeah, I completely agree. Sometimes, you know, I see the guys with the gray hair, and then I'll see the guys in their 20s, 30s, and then it's the next 5, 6, 10, 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds who all think they're old and cool at that point. I know because I have one, and I also was one. So, and they come up to the table and they've all got a story. Well, my dad showed me this, or I watched this with my dad. And I think one of the most cool things about it is it was cool to be on the show, but 33 years later, to watch families come to the table and know that all this time later, we're still bringing families together. I think that is probably, that's an amazing thing.
I agree. And look, man, anytime someone comes up to us at this point, we're grateful. We're like, oh, you care, you know who the hell I am. That's huge. And it's, like you said, it's fun when you can share something with them, you know, when you have something in common. With the parents coming up to us now, the kids don't know if they don't know who we are, it's great because then we and the parents bond like an inside joke. You know, like, oh yeah, we're old buddies, we know each other. You know,
Last night we went to dinner and we met a couple of very classy older ladies that had full sleeve tattoos. They were sisters. These ladies were hard. And they walked up to us and the one goes, "You guys are punks, right?" We were like, so you, yes, we are those punks. They're like, "Can we take pictures with you?" It's like, absolutely, no problem. So one sits on my lap, the other one sits on Narvy's lap, their cousin is taking pictures, and everything is smiles until we look over and there are their husbands just like,
Oh man.
burn in.
So is that where you guys
That's when you
sit
lean
down,
over and
man?
be like, you know, we'll have them back to you in a couple hours.
No, that's when you just eject the person. Get out.
It's so.
it was gonna go last week actually, and my kid went to medieval times for his birthday.
Oh, nice.
The knights knew me. They're like, hey, that's all. I came outside. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, guys. That was funny. But
Does it come with a Black Plague dessert?
oh yeah,
We
absolutely.
should, if we're going
Did they
back
sign
to
your
this.
turkey?
They gave me a simple bleeding for absolutely free. It was really nice of them.
Any
really
rats
nice.
on the floor? Any rats going around?
Is that-
Some rats? Got some
Oh
rats
yeah,
there?
yeah, rats.
Okay, nice.
Fleas on the rats.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
He's on the table too. I mean, go for it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know those turkey legs that they sell at medieval times? You ever seen them with giant turkey legs?
Huge, massive.
I want to see the turkey. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, the turkey's the size of a small cone.
Not anymore. He
Qualified
ate my belly. You want to see the turkey? Here's in my belly.
Okay, you're cute. That's
Give
cute.
me
Those are the turkeys on Power Rangers.
We're very proud.
They all sounded like angry turkeys, did they not?
Yeah, we had a turkey monster, I believe, the Thanksgiving episode.
Oh yeah, we did. That's right.
Your mom's
That's really good
Thanksgiving.
legs.
My mom's thing. I loved anytime they had something that we did that had not a damn thing to do at all with the B story line. Like we had one episode where the entire episode, Bulk and Skull were making a turkey. The entire episode. We had another episode, Bulk and Skull were making a cup of coffee. An entire episode. You remember that one? Yeah, those were the best.
They need
Brought
to
to you
start
by
a cooking
vultures.
show. Come on, start a cooking show then. Start a cooking show. That's
People
where you guys are destined to go.
Because of them, Bobby Flay has a show. Beat Bulk and Skull.
Give it off.
We like to think of him as the sixth ranger.
There you go. So continuing on the fact that you guys have seen so many generations of families, both the newcomers, the oldcomers, the parents who have wrapped their kids into it, these are roles that you guys are stepping into for practically over a decade. So each time you come back to the role, the environment is obviously different, but you're coming back to these same people. Is that experience nice to kind of like jump back in the straddle and you feel like no time has passed? Or is it like, oh, we're in a whole new environment?
We're old now.
Yeah, less lifting, less wetsuit endurance.
Yeah, let's see.
That's fair.
Well, and I know, so one of the cool things, I know Austin, you've come back a few times. How long ago was the most recent one? It wasn't that long ago.
4 or 5 years ago, the Beast Morphers.
Okay, how was that one? That was the longest time you'd been away at that point?
You know, I kind of felt like the Godfather. I walked on the set, I was like, or maybe actually I felt like Dr. Evil. That's more what it was. I just needed a naked cat. But I remember walking on the set and it was all of the exact same problems, just new 18, 19, and 20-year-old cats.
Fair.
In New Zealand instead of the US. So if I had to have a problem, I think I'd probably rather have it there.
Right.
But other than that, it was identical. I was just like, and same on Forever Red. It was like I walk on, and the only difference was when I knew I was old, is you walk on and one or two of the cast members walk up and they're like, dude, I grew up watching it. It's so cool. I'm like, oh, God, all right. Good to meet you, you jerk.
Yeah, it's nice in theory, but painful in reality.
Yeah, it was great. So it just reminded me of when it started. And these guys were guys I looked up to because they were even old then. So now they're just older than me now.
Sick and cruel.
But basically, they knew what was going on in the world, and I was like, just do what they do. Just do what they do.
Well, you know, they commonly reboot things, right? In 2017, Power Rangers rebooted their universe with that cool feature film with RJ and all the kids. And rather than have characters like Bulk and Skull that were like really part of the story, they just made the kids be their own kind of foils, right? They had personal issues and they weren't as perfect as these children were back in the OG days. And that's cool. I think being rebooted is cool. But they haven't rebooted us. They've tried.
That's true.
They've tried. They've had comedy duos, but not quite the lightning in a bottle. That was us after burritos for lunch.
Not a full episode of Making Coffee. It's not the same.
It ain't the same.
Does anybody have any questions out there that you'd like
Yeah,
to
come on,
ask?
guys. This is literally a Q&A panel.
That'll
We
look
got it. They see the line starts,
check.
one person comes, and then they care.
Good morning.
Good morning. So I'm Eric. I always had this question. It's kind of like everybody for everything in general. So you're out there and you spend like hours and hours together, kind of like a family, maybe not family, but were there any like puppy love interest that sparked? And if you can narrow one down, like who was the one that you're like, man, I didn't see that one coming?
Puppy love?
Yeah.
You're like crewing, like crushes people dating each other on the set?
It's asking for the drama.
Yes.
Jason, Narvy, and I were vying for the attention of Mrs. Appleby. We were like, man, that teacher is hot.
You want to know where Spike came from?
Oh yeah, that's the one.
That's the one.
I just never told them I was there first.
Until right now.
Oh my God.
And also not true.
Hi, my name's Anthony.
Get closer.
Yeah, you gotta get closer. Come on. Don't shy.
My name's Anthony, and
And stay up.
Yeah, there you go.
Alright,
Personal life.
Now it's stereo.
my name's Anthony, and I was fortunate enough to get all three of y'all's autographs, so thank you so much. And I grew up watching y'all with my dad. Thank you. But my question was, how did y'all get casted for Power Rangers? Like, what was the process?
Thank you for your question, Anthony.
Well,
he's not.
getting cast on a TV show, when you're an actor, generally you'll have a talent agent, and that agent has got a lot of different actors. They got that guy, and they got the strong guy, and the football guy, and the basketball guy. And so whenever someone has a casting notice where they're looking for a certain type of person, there was a printout system called the breakdown system where that breakdown would go out. It's internet-based now, but back in those days, there was a printer in every agent's office that would print what the producers were looking for. And if a given agent had someone that matched that description, they would submit the picture of the person with the resume, and then the producers would say, oh, we want to see this one, this one, and this one. And so that's when we would get a call to show up for an audition. So basically we had an agent, there was a casting call, we showed up for an audition, And if we're lucky, we get the job.
And you will go into the casting room and there'll be 20 guys who look exactly like you every single time.
Yeah, there's like 9 fat guys in LA. We all know each other. Like, what up? Yeah, hey.
Thank
That's
you for your
interesting.
question.
For us, it was a cattle call.
Yeah.
So they literally just advertised in the newspaper, which means you, your homie, your 10 best friends, and your cousin's monkey's uncle could all just show up. And it was, I'm told what I think Katie Wallen did the original casting. At least for us, and for you guys?
Yeah, she did for us too.
So I think over like several days.
No, but he was not the original.
Yeah, like several days, I think there was almost like 10,000 people that showed up. This is what I'm told. I'm sure the numbers have been inflated over the years, but I can tell you the lines went down the block because every actor that at least read the paper that morning was there. It was ridiculous. So it was, I didn't get a like particular call. I definitely did not have headshots. I was a teenager with attitude. I was in high school, and I did drop out, and I was completely typecast because I didn't know a damn thing about acting.
That's true.
I can fight though.
Fast on that one.
Like audition 1, can you fight? Yes. Can you act? I'm sorry, what?
What's that word mean? I don't understand.
What's up, guys?
What's up, dude?
I grew up with y'all too. My mom got me a VCR box full of tapes, and I just started watching y'all. But my question was, when y'all became Power Rangers, who decided y'all's colors? Did y'all come with the colors, or were y'all given the colors?
No, we were told. I was told I was going to be the Red Ranger, which I hated. Because it's like, I grew up watching ninjas and Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee and, you know, all the cool guys, and they all wore black. I mean, I guess some wore red, that was kind of cool. But I was like, I don't want to wear red, I want black. Ninjas are black, spies are black. All the cool people who do cool things that are sneaky and wear black. Cool girls, you know, sexy girls, they all wear black. And I was like, I wanted to be the Black Ranger. And Walter didn't want to be the Black Ranger. No, I think maybe he did, actually. But we got told. We were completely told. There was never a debate.
Was it the same for Bulk and Skull?
Well, we only became Rangers in the comic book.
Yeah. People have always asked us like what colors we'd be. We're like, we're not colors, we like to think more of the materials we would use.
The leather
Ranger. You know, chains, different kinds of metal, or just, as we said before, just spray paint our bodies. You know.
I thought about a Ranger suit completely made of edible pizza. Fight the bad guys, take a bite. Fight the bad guys, take a bite.
Thank y'all so much, y'all.
Thanks, man.
Thank you for your question.
Firing pepperoni now.
Hey, what's up, Jay?
What's up? Hey, what's going on, guys? Well, I already know y'all we already met, so.
Oh, there you are, yes. Hey, I know you.
Yeah, I just saw you. No.
He's gonna be a daddy suit, guys.
In about 5 minutes.
Any minute now. He's like, well, actually, my wife went ahead to the hospital. I said I had a question I had to ask. So priorities. Priorities.
Well, I met Austin. Yeah, Austin, my name is Justin Watson. They already met me. You weren't at your booth yet, but my question was, I want to ask y'all the question again. When can I give y'all a haircut?
When are we gonna get a haircut?
He wants to give us a haircut.
He wants to give us a haircut.
He took a look at me this morning.
I'm your shaggy, bro. I gotta.
He took a look at me. He was like, you need a haircut.
Now you need a haircut.
It's more of an intervention than a question. You're right? A question has a question mark. This is a statement with an exclamation mark.
Save yourselves, repent.
Repent and cut. Then fade.
Thank you for the offer, but hair is so precious.
It is.
I fondly remember hair, and now I can, you know, the great thing about going bald, and there is a great thing, is that I can now perceive 0.25 degree temperature variations when I walk in a room. Like when my wife starts to mess with the thermostat, I'm like, woman.
She's just standing behind him going, just blowing on the top of his head.
So thank you for the offer, but I'm gonna have to keep every follicle for the moment. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you for making my childhood awesome, guys. Thank y'all so much.
Awesome, and congrats again, man.
Congratulations.
Give them a round of applause.
Yeah.
What's up, my friend?
Hi guys, I appreciate you guys coming out here all the way down to small Corpus Christi, but and sorry for a more serious question, but Austin, I was watching a video with you and Walter talking about standing your ground with contract negotiations with Twee as well. I was wondering if anyone else stood by your guys' side, anyone else on set that might have stood their ground, or if any future Rangers that might have followed a similar path in trying to change management culture.
You know, I think everybody had their own ideas about what was best for them at the time. And, you know, the three of us, initially I spoke to all 6 Rangers. I definitely made a mistake. I never approached these 2, and I should have. But frankly, I was younger and dumber than I am now, which is saying a lot. And I can remember I was getting a lot of advice from the crew. The crew were constantly whispering in my ear. And then I learned, I didn't know what the union was until like 35 episodes in. I heard guys talking about it. I was like, what's a union? What's SAG? What's that? You know, I knew nothing of Hollywood, except there were famous people on red carpets and they did Fox stuff and these other big networks. I knew nothing. And so I really was drinking from about 5,000 different fountains. And I remember approaching the entire cast because everybody was telling me the whole cast has to go. You gotta get the whole cast, you gotta get the whole cast. And so I approached the whole cast, except for these 2, and all 6 agreed. And in the end, 3 of us decided to stand our ground, and we walked. And I wouldn't change that. I wouldn't change it today, I wouldn't change it then. I would have changed how I did it, because I know more. But I think in the end, what happened to us is not uncommon. It happens to actors all the time. This wasn't just us. We're not the only, we weren't the first, and we will definitely not be the last. But whether it's Power Rangers on set, or working at the McDonald's drive-thru, or working at the oil rig in Midland, there's always gonna be somebody working for somebody who's not being treated the way they know they should be treated. And it's all gonna boil down to the same question you have to ask yourself. Are you worth it or are you not?
Yeah, what's your personal value? What value do you place on your own work?
And when you find that answer, then you gotta make the tough decisions. And you can't let it be dictated to you by choices others make.
I guarantee you there are people in this room that are in work situations where you are not being treated the way you think that you should be treated. And you take it because you need to feed the family, we gotta pay the bills, we got mortgages and rent. Because ultimately, there's a line of people standing behind you that are going to be ready to take that job. But still, you still have to decide for yourself what the line is, you know? Now, for Jason and I as supporting characters, we never said the word no, ever. That's how we ended up dressed as bunnies and Italian chefs and, you know, walking pepperonis.
We always, that's the thing. We had each other. We always thought we were dispensable. You know, and Hollywood's a weird thing too, because experienced crew members will tell you whether you're indispensable or not. And when you're 19 years old, you gotta take the word for it. Like, they must know what they're talking about. You know, who's got your back and at what thing, you know. So again, are you as an actor, as an artist, somebody that's in a job that is a valued job? Unfortunately, a valued job, those are harder to come by.
Every kind of labor, yeah.
Absolutely. You know, and so if you're doing the thing you want to do, that is a hell of a thing you gotta look inside yourself and say, shoot, at what point do I feel like I'm no longer myself? I don't feel like I'm myself unless I'm doing that job. But if I'm doing this job and not allowed to make it the thing that it's supposed to be, I'm not myself either. So.
Yeah, you get that bearing. I mean, whether your family gives you some form of who you are, what your morals, what your ethics are, what your social graces are, whether you get it from a faith, whether you get it from wherever you get it, that's going to be the foundation with which you make these judgments. And you decide, you know what, I'm worth more, I'm worth less, I'm definitely worth more, but like he said, I got to keep paying the bills. Or I'm solo, I'm a little more free, which I was at the time, and I can stand my ground. Still lose the job, but not lose the ability to support children or a family.
Yeah, but you also went on to serve our country in Afghanistan with distinction, and that, yeah, absolutely. And I think that you know, those life changes came about because of all of this in its own way.
Yeah, I mean, my dad was a Marine. My grandfather bombed Hitler out of Nazi-occupied Germany. 23 combat missions as a B-29 Stratofortress pilot. I mean, he was a beast. Dad served, my brother served, my mom was one of the first female cops in the 1970s. And they literally tried to kill her because she was a woman at the time and didn't belong. And she graduated and they sent her into the drug houses and cartels to get information. Well, the cartels in one group loved her and fed her all the information on the other cartels. So she took down the other cartels and she came out on top. And she was a beast, like 5'6", and she was tough as nails. So I kind of grew up with powerful people. My mom broke bonds, she broke all these stereotypes. My dad was an officer and a gentleman. And I had a lot to live up to, and I'm still working on it.
Well, I just left a bad situation myself, so seeing that video and being able to relate to you was very helpful. And just out of my own mind, I like to support dogs, so we're all right for now.
I'll give you one last piece. Do you know why white tigers are not king of the jungle?
I do not.
Because they hunt alone. The reason lions are the king of the jungle is because they surround themselves with like-minded, highly motivated individuals with common goals. If you want to get somewhere, anywhere in life, find people with like-minded sets of goals and move together, and you will be amazed at what you can accomplish.
That's also known as being in a gang.
Or in terms of a job, it's known as communism. What is it you hate about America? Since it's freedom
Two numbers on yourself and you'll be okay.
We're going political. Thank you so much for your questions. A lot of conversation brought up.
Hello. Are you going to be a downer again? That guy, we're going to have a good time. Buzzkill.
Hi, I'm Nadia from Monterrey, Mexico. So I want to say all my generations, we still have on our memories the Power Rangers, because sometimes you see on Facebook the post when someone have a problem in the job or with boyfriend or something, that it's not what the pink Power Ranger do it, or it's not the red Power Ranger. So I'm sorry. So we feel like if you remember when you're a child and it's like, no, Power Rangers are strong, they're very, so I'm just saying, like, we still all that in our memories.
So thank you. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug. Thank you.
Thank you. Gracias, Nadia. Que tenga un buen día.
Morphers, amigos.
Hi there, I'm Jackson Geiger, my dad's son.
Hi Jackson, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good.
First, I'd like to ask 2 questions. They're both pretty good. Do Bulk and Skull in real life have wives? And what do you think of the food fight episode?
In real life, do we have lives?
No, WIFEs.
WIFEs. What, whiffs?
Wives.
Man, he's definitely got a whiff on him.
Yes, we have wives.
Yes.
They've asked us not to divulge their names as it might ruin their reputations to be married to us.
Yes.
But we have them.
Yes, when I married my wife, she's exactly my height, but has bigger feet. And when we got married, she was like, "These are my tools.
Sounds like my mom.
And here's a shelf for your tools." So, yeah, my wife's pretty awesome.
I brought my wife along with me today. Hello! Very attractive. We sometimes refer to each other as each other's first ex-wife. That's it.
They're totally kidding, Jackson.
Sorry, all right, so...
Totally kidding, buddy.
So what was your second question again, Jackson?
What do you think of food fight episode?
Oh, actually, that was one of our favorite scripts to get in our hands. Because to say food fight, if you were in slapstick comedy in the post-Animal House era, it's sort of like getting Hamlet and having the lines to be or not to be. They go, food fight, and then have a big food fight, and they pay you for it instead of kick you out of school.
Yeah, and they don't make you clean it up because you have people for that.
It's high school, but better.
Yes, yes.
That's funny.
Don't get any ideas at home.
I'd like to say that I'm really proud of my dad.
We're very proud of your pot, too.
And that would be all, folks.
All right.
Thank you, Jackson. Good job, buddy.
Hi, I'm Michaela, and
going based a little bit based off of what you said earlier about how some of your favorite episodes are where Morphin School just make things.
I can't hear you.
Get a little closer.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So my question is, what have been some of your favorite episodes to film?
I loved Forever Red because it was epic and amazing, and it was a cool return and a great entrance, a great re-intro. But my favorite episode will always be the original unaired pilot, because that was eyes wide open for me. I was barely 18. I was learning how to be an actor. I was learning how to be a stunt guy. I was learning how to work with stunt guys. I was learning how to be a man, you know? And it was just learning curve like this. And it was the first time I walked onto a set and I looked around and saw 10 bajillion people, maybe 20. And I realized what an army it takes to make 6, 7, 8, 10 people look good on camera. And it was one hell of a first day on any job, was to walk onto that set and just, holy crap, I was drinking through a firehouse. It was really cool.
I think filming the Wild West Rangers was awesome, you know, because we got cowboys, we got horses, and we got spurs, and we were cool. That was a lot of fun. Till the mule tried to throw me off. Sorry, Paul, don't call me that.
I think my favorite episode is in Power Rangers in Space, when Bulk and Skull finally get to kick ass for like 5 seconds in Countdown to Destruction. Yeah, 0 to hero. Thanks for the question.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
It's got somebody knocked out on it. Oh, never mind.
Morning!
Morning.
Say hi.
Hi!
What's up, big man?
What's up, dude? What's your name?
Cameron.
You're the biggest camera I've seen all day.
Let me be Goku.
Ask the Red Ranger. This one's for you, Austin. He wants to know, tell him. He already did once. He said he wants to know if you could be Goku.
If you can do what? Could you repeat the question?
If he can beat in combat Goku.
Goku. Can you beat Goku? Yes, the answer is yes. And twice on Sunday.
It would be a very close battle, I'm sure. I would have to call on many of my Ranger friends, and I would certainly have to have Bulk and Skull Morph to back me up. But at the end of the day, I think we can take it. What do you think?
What do you think? Can you beat him?
Cameron, what do you think? Can we take him? All right, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. I feel better. I wasn't sure.
Thanks, guys. Question for Paul and Jason. Y'all guys have such, like, I could tell, like, y'all are friends even, like, right now as y'all are sitting here. Y'all seem like, almost like if we're watching an episode in the show and we're watching it, like, as a play. Y'all have a really good, like, what is the relationship y'all have when y'all are not doing Comic Cons? And do y'all text? Are y'all friends? Do y'all go bowling together? Like, how do y'all keep this chemistry?
Does anybody go bowling together anymore? I mean, it's 2025.
Let's get back to the good old days. Let's go bowling.
We bowling, and I mean that in the urban sense. We bowling. I'm finna go bowling.
Finna go bowling.
We have bowled since episode 1.
So
I think part of the relationship is we spend a lot of time on the road. And we get to, so while we film together and have experiences there, and now we've got experiences on the road in front of tons of fans, and we have news stories and experiences that kind of make this cool. You know, it's just another way to bond over, do you hear this crazy thing? Did you hear what that guy said? Did you see that? Can you unsee what that person just smelled like? Because I see smells.
It's a convention regular.
Yeah, so I mean, there's some things where it's just like, you're not gonna believe what I just saw. And then, you know, it happens again, so.
Well, I mean, so Austin really was a member of the United States Armed Forces, and we were simply actors on a TV show. However, the experience is similar. Inclement conditions, you're all working in the same trench together, you're barely getting paid, there is some higher goal that you're aiming for, rather than saving the free world. In our case, it was just trying to make kids laugh and have fun for a minute, but it really is kind of like being old war buddies. And so we have that shared experience moving forward. And even though Jason is now a college professor in Pennsylvania,
With a PhD.
With a PhD as Dr. Narvy, congratulations. He's no longer a pseudo-intellectual. And for my part, I work at an art studio in Los Angeles for 21 years, and so we're not exactly close to each other. But Narvy's family still lives in California, so every holidays I get to see the family. We go to the museum together, and we break stuff, and then we get in trouble.
And we text each other a lot of dumb puns in between. We really do. And look, man, we shared a dressing room for a decade. I mean, you know, talk about getting close. I've seen him naked more than I've seen my own reflection.
You ever seen two straight dudes share a room? You both, it's like a Polish boxing match. You go to the corner, and then you like quickly drop trout. Get your hands on it, you're like, all right, we're good. That's what I'm talking about.
Thank y'all guys, man. Y'all are awesome, man.
Thank you for your question.
Just to clarify real quick, I was a contractor. I wasn't actually in the U.S. Armed Services.
Thank you.
I worked with the Marines and the Army and other groups. So I was there, but I never earned the right to be called Marine or soldier.
Hi, I'm Trent. I would want to know, from the original Power Ranger colors, Bulk and Skull, what would be your colors?
From the original colors?
The original Power Ranger colors.
I think we'd both be like photo negatives of what the Rangers had. And we'd both be the Black Rangers, but photo negatives, right?
I don't know, I think it should be leather, like I said.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Leather comes with black leather. I mean, you're not gonna have pink leather.
No, that would be.
Yeah.
Bulk and pink.
Ooh, that's nice.
I think a pink Bulk would be very nice.
Right on.
And can we change Skull's name to Brain with that PhD? That doesn't make any sense no more. I mean, you're really lost.
Skull with the PhD. Now, we always talk about this. There's got to be something Freudian in the fact that I played the dumbest guy in the entire Power Rangers universe, and I felt the need to go out and get a freaking PhD and call myself doctor. I mean, like, I have issues, my friend. I have issues.
Well, you remember the first couple seasons, Skull didn't have any original dialogue. He just repeated what I said.
Yeah, I repeated what he said.
Alright, thank you.
But I've gone far.
Thanks for the question.
Thank you for your question. I will say, I'm so sorry to the people in the back. We have time for one more question, so make it a good
You guys want to find it out?
Yeah. Wait, you know, we can do a lightning round. We can do a lightning round. Ready, go.
Hi, Matt. Name's Rocky. I was wondering if y'all could choose to be any Power Ranger, what would it be? Like
Pink.
Pink?
Yeah, pink.
From what era, though?
Pink.
I just want the nice stereo.
If you could change any Ranger?
I'd want to be the Purple Haze Ranger.
Sweet, thank you. Good, let's go. Lightning round, go.
Hi, I'm Adrian. This is my daughter Alexia.
That's not a question. Next.
She's 2 belts away from being a black belt. This question is for Austin. What advice do you have for her to hone her craft?
You said she just got her black belt?
No, she's 2 belts away from becoming a black belt.
Okay, how long have you been in the martial arts?
For 3 years.
3 years?
3.5 years.
Okay. Do you enjoy it? Okay, well that's important. If you can do something that you love, you're ahead of most people right there. So I would say the key is consistency. Keep showing up. If you keep showing up, that one specific thing alone will get you ahead of probably 80% of your competition. Show up and then study like you mean it. And be humble. You're going to run into a lot of egos in the world of martial arts. Stay away from them. The only thing you learn from them is what not to be. And I can say that from experience. Because I was one of those guys with an ego until it got fed to me. And then I learned, wow, I deserve that. And then I learned to teach it to other guys who came up with ego. So show up. Don't quit, because it's not quitting on the martial arts. It's not quitting on the goal. It's quitting on yourself. The day you pick up that black belt, you will have earned a right and a membership to a club no one can ever take away from you. And it will make you a member, like in the military, or the fire department, or in a group of doctors. You will have something that most other people in the world don't even have the courage to start. You will be one of the few who finish it. So finish it. Set your mind to it, keep showing up, train hard, and stay home. That's my advice to you.
Thank you for your question.
Okay, you guys, the last one.
That's what I did.
Calm down. Or bring him up, actually.
Hello. My name's Luke. And I would like to ask a question.
That was a statement.
How do you call those Zords, but I know you have the morphers, but how do they hear them?
Much to think about with that one.
So you use your morpher to call the Zords, but how do you hear them?
Oh, with your ears. All right, there's our final question.
Nobody knows this, but the morphers are actually like early pagers. They just buzz.
That's what it was. That's what it was. It was telekinesis.
Thank you for watching and listening all these years, you guys.
You guys, give it up for your wonderful, wonderful actors here today.
Have an amazing day.
All right, I have the last thing that's gonna walk it off. Are you ready? The last thing. This morning, I was playing with the Tyrannosaurus and the Mastodon in the backyard, and I left the back gate open. They're out there somewhere. If you see them, would you let me know? Okay, because the T-Rex, he's getting hungry, and if I don't feed him a pickup truck full of Alpo dog food, he's gonna eat the Mastodon. All right, so let me know if you see him, okay?
Okay.
Okay.